Nigeria's Honorable Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, laying out the three thematic themes for Nigeria's revenue generation and economic development moving forward into the new year. And of course, a new administration expected on May 29. But of course, the big story for this year also is the budget, which is currently sitting with the National Assembly, with the elections and politics. That's taking a bit of a backseat, according to the Honorable Minister of Budget and National Planning, Udoma. Yesterday, he explains what's in the budget 2019 for the business sector, but more importantly, he laid out how the government plans to achieve a 5% GDP by the year 2020. Take a listen.
Even though the revenues are less, we have recurrent expenditure that is more. And it is more for a simple reason that we were aware that in 2019 we're going to have to manage the minimum wage issue. We have to provide for it. And so we made provision for salaries and pensions in order to address the issue of the new minimum wage. In addition to that, we found that consistently over the years we've been under-providing for pensions. And so I think we almost doubled the provision for pensions. Because the president has directed that anybody who retires must get his pension on time. And even those who left years ago, for instance, Nigerian Airways, which was wound up in 2003, the pensioners, the retirement benefit had not been paid. And the president directed that we pay. So we had to make a provision. I think it comes to about 40 billion naira. And other things like that. The president said salaries will be paid, pensions, benefits. It doesn't matter. The government is a continuity. Even if it's an obligation that should have been settled in 2003, wasn't settled, we settle it now. And so, for those reasons, our recurrent expenditure is expected to rise by 34%. Which means that capital expenditure, because we don't want to increase our borrowing. Indeed, we intend over the next few years to continue to reduce the level of borrowing. So because we don't want to increase our borrowing, the capital expenditure has come down slightly. It's now 26% of the budget as opposed to the 30% which we have been trying to keep it at. However, when you factor in the capital expenditure in the government-owned enterprises, and when you also factor in the project-tied loans for a lot of the infrastructure projects, you actually find that federal government spending is actually more than 30% of the total expenditure. There's a table there with the recurrent expenditure, but I've spoken about it already. And then the minimum wage, let me just make a comment about that. Government is committed to an increase in the minimum wage. We've made some provision for this in the 2019 budget. However, we know that when you take up the minimum wage, and all the people below the minimum wage, you take them up. Those above the minimum wage, you have to enter into negotiations with them. Because they'll talk about differentials, all sorts of the normal labor and this issue. So we know that we have to make some provision. And we want to ensure that we can do all this and still carry out the functions of government, particularly the capital spend. We want the capital spend to go back to at least 30%, indeed to be higher than 30%. So consequently, we need more revenues. We need more revenues to ensure that we can carry out the functions of government. The government doesn't just exist to pay salaries. At the moment, as the Minister of Finance will, I'm sure, speak about, we're spending almost 70% of our revenues on salaries, personal emoluments, and all that. That is not sustainable. It should actually come down to maybe 30 or 40%. And the way to achieve that is not to refuse to accept to adjust salaries so that people can have a living wage. We think that that is right. The way to do that is to get revenues up. And so the technical committee is working on that. We expect the report in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Aspects of that report may require legislation to implement, and so we'll be sending the report and the recommendations requiring legislation to the National Assembly. The spending focus of the 2019 budget is as reflected in the ERGP. The ERGP is the blueprint that the government is using. Everything that we do is based on the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan. And this shows you from the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan some priorities: stabilize the macroeconomic environment, achieve agriculture and food security, ensure energy sufficiency, improve transition infrastructure, and drive industrialization. I'll start with agriculture. A lot of budgetary provisions for agriculture. And for agriculture, we also put water as part of it, because a lot of the investment in water is for agriculture. And so we have over 53 billion naira allocated for water supply, rehabilitation of dams, irrigation projects nationwide. We have 15.66 billion for promotion and development of value chain in more than 30 different commodities. 5.46 billion for veterinary and pest control services, 1.09 billion for mechanization, and so on and so forth. Ensuring energy sufficiency. We have allocated money for Mambila to start work on Mambila, on the construction of LPFO gas power station in Kaduna, for Kashimbila transmission project, fast power program, accelerated gas and solar power generation, as well as 151.4 billion to support the power sector reform program. It is to support NBET, to make sure that NBET has the funding to be able to pay to the power suppliers, power generators, for power supply. Transport infrastructure. The president has a dream, and that dream is that every major town, every state capital should be joined by rail. You should be able to go by rail, you should be able to go by road to all the major cities in Nigeria. That is his dream. It's going to take some time to make sure that the rail connects everywhere, but that is the plan. So we're going to do the Lagos to Kano, Calabar to Lagos, Port Harcourt to Maiduguri, and so on. So we have a plan to connect with the standard gauge railway lines. But in addition to that, we're not condemning the narrow gauge. We want to have those concessions and used principally for freight. And also 280.44 billion has been allocated to construction, rehabilitation of roads in every geopolitical zone. As the Minister for Power Works and Housing always says, there is no state in Nigeria that the federal government is not working on at least one road.
Nigeria's Honorable Minister in charge of Budget and National Planning, Udoma Udoma. Let's take a break. When we come back, of course, the market has been a very brutal few days for the market in January. We're stepping into the new month. Let's take all of that as we look at a very positive fixed income space right after the break.